This is a short yoga video for runners that will help to cultivate core strength and flexibility. So just starting on your back, take a few deep breaths and just sink into a place of stillness. Extend your arms out into a T shape and stack your knees over your hips at 90 degrees, pressing your shoulders down into the earth, and just start to lower your knees from side to side, going right and left. So rather than dropping your knees to the floor, just make sure your shoulders are staying firmly on the ground, rocking from side to side. Coming back to center and just lower your toes to graze over the floor and pull back up. You keep pressing the low back down into the floor and lift and lower and lift and lower and lifting, lowering down with the exhale and inhale as you come back up. And then again, dropping knees over to the left and to the right, pressing the low back, the sacrum down as you come through center to the left and to the right. Come back and again tapping your toes on the floor. Keep the low belly firmly pressing down. And exhale, inhaling. Exhale to tap and lifting up. Exhale, inhale. Straighten legs up, flex the feet, roll out the ankles. Curl your toes in and lower your heels over to the left. Come back through center and lower to the right. So keeping your shoulders as firmly down as you can, and then start to lower your heels forward. Flexing your feet, squeeze the inner thighs together, and lifting back up. Take your hands to your knees and just make big circles with your knees in opposite directions. Press your right heel over your left knee and flex the foot. Reach your right arm in between your legs and wrap your arms around your shins, hug in. Feel that nice IT band stretch through the right leg. And then begin to cross the right knee over so your knees are stacked. Catch hold of the outer edge of the feet and pull the heels in toward your body. You feel that stretch and then start to rock and roll. So you can use your hands. We're going to come up to a seated position but keep the knees stacked. If you want less of a stretch here, pull your heels in toward your body. If you want more, you're going to drag your heels away from your body. So just reorganize your hips here for a second. Sitting up nice and tall, and with a flat back, begin to crawl forward into a place that feels good for you. Breathe into your shoulders, breathe into your neck, relax your jaw, and just feel that opening in your hips. Walk your fingertips back up. Sit up nice and tall. Take your left hand out to the side and just reach your right arm up, breathing into the right ribs and sweep it up and over to the other side. Inhale through center. Exhale and reach. Inhale, rise. Exhale, reach. And coming back up, leaning back, uncross your legs. Come onto your forearms and start to bicycle your legs out. So you're going to point, which is flex and point your feet at the same time. Keep firming that core, reaching out, pulling and hugging through the inner thighs, lifting your heart up. And then reverse the flow of your legs, so pulling knees back in toward you and then pressing forward. You're lowering your feet down, lower your spine back onto the floor, and we'll repeat other side. Okay, so start to cross your left heel over your right knee, flex the left foot, reach that left arm in between your legs and hug the knee in, keeping both feet flexed here. And then start to slide that left knee over the right. Catch hold of maybe the outer edges of your feet, maybe your shins, and just hug those in for a moment. Okay, start to rock forward and back, coming up to a comfortable seat. Again, if you want less, you're going to pull your heels in. If you want more, you're going to extend your legs out and away from you. Begin to crawl forward. Ask your hips nicely. Don't force, don't strain. You're breathing into the hips, breathing into the low back, the shoulders, the middle back, Walk your right hand over to the side, reach your left arm up and over. Maybe gaze up if it's right for your neck. Come to the left, right arm reaches up. Come back through center, float to the right. Come back through center, flow to the left. Okay, coming back to center, leaning back, just simple cross legs. Reach your arms up, interlace the hands, come back through the heart, and then press your hands up toward the sky. Gaze up. Okay, take your right ear towards your right shoulder, left ear to left shoulder, soften the throat. Gazing forward, and then press your hands over to the right. Breathe into left ribs. Press your ribs over to the left. Breathe into right ribs. Okay, pressing up. Come through center, open your arms, and interlace the hands behind you so you can start to bow forward. If it feels better, you're going to bend your elbows and take your hands to your lower back instead. Feeling that flexibility in the spine. Okay, lifting all the way up, lift your heart and release. Come on to all fours. You can always pad your knees here with a blanket. On the inhale, lift your heart up. On the exhale, round, slide your shoulders down your back. On the inhale, lift your heart up, gaze up. On the exhale, rounding and coil. Inhale, melt the belly down, lift the heart up. Exhale, rounding, gaze back at the navel. Okay, coming through center and start to extend your left foot back behind you. Flex the foot, reach your right arm out in front of you. So opposite arm, leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extending. Exhale, hug in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hug in. Okay, inhale, lifting. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, lifting out. Exhale, hug to midline. Inhale, lift. Bending the back knee, and maybe you just reach for the leg. Maybe you pull the heel of the foot in towards your body for a quad stretch, or you can kick the foot into the hand if you want to take it a step further. So lowering the knee down, sweep the right arm up, and we're going to thread that right arm. The back of the hand slides underneath the left. Okay, coming down to a comfortable place on your shoulder. If you want to deepen the pose, reaching your right arm out. So slowly come back up to center. Okay, readjust, realign your body, and extend the right toes back, flexing the foot down toward the floor. Left arm extends. Hugging in, pull to midline, and reach out. Exhale, hugging into center. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, hugging in. Inhale, reaching out. If it's too much with the arm, just move with the leg here so you can keep both hands on the floor. So reach out and hug in. And reach, extend, bend the back knee, reaching back maybe inside the foot. Pull the heel in for a really deep, nice quad stretch. Or you can kick the foot into the hand. Okay, so lowering down, twisting, lift the left arm, and then thread it behind that right hand as you lower down onto your left ear and your left shoulder. So take this wherever it feels good for you. You're pressing into right hand, using your arms lift back up. Okay, taking another cat, press your shoulders up. And neutral spine, tuck your toes under. We're going to lift up into the first down dog of the day. Okay, so walk out your heels. The most important thing here is to keep a long spine, to keep your tailbone tilting up. So if your heels don't touch the floor, that's great. You're going to just bend your knees. Okay, and press your heart back. So keep those knees bent. Ripple forward through plank. Shoulders, hips, heels are aligned here. Okay, lift your right toes up. Hug the right knee in toward the tricep. Extend again. And keep moving just like this. Reach back. Hug in. Keep your center nice and still. Okay, so your legs are working. Good, and reach. Then we're going to flip it over into the left hand. Right arm reaches up. Stack your feet, take it into side plank. Okay, swirl yourself back through center. And you can take a chaturanga push-up here. Keep your elbows in, lower back to your down dog. Again, walking out your heels. Energize your heels to the floor. Here, keep a bend in the knees if that feels better. Ripple forward into your plank. Lift your left toes up, floint the toes. Okay, need a tricep. And hug in. See how still you can keep your center here. Okay, hugging to your midline. If it's too intense, drop the right knee to the floor. Okay, switch it over into your right hand. Lift left arm up. Stacking wrist, shoulder, shoulder, wrist. Squeeze inner thighs together. Coming back to center, swirling. Okay, you can add that chaturanga push-up and come back. Downward dog. Okay, so slowly I want you to take your time here. Keep the knees bent. Walk yourself to the top of your mat. Catch hold of opposite elbows. Take a ragdoll pose. So keep a bend in your knees and just sway yourself from side to side. Make a basket with your hands. Wrap your forearms around your neck and see if you can squeeze your jawline with your forearms. This is going to release any tension in the face. Okay, and the jaw, we tend to hold a lot of tension in here. So now just release and start to ripple up bone by bone. Okay, sink the weight into the heels, rising up. Reach your arms up. Catch hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Reach up and over, okay, to the left. So you're pulling, you're lengthening that right side. And now switch sides. Catch hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Breathe into your left ribs. Okay, keep your body in one line. Coming back to center, and we'll repeat. Catch hold of your right wrist with your left hand. This time maybe, okay, you challenge your core, your center, and you lift your right heel up. Come back through center, reaching left. Lift your left heel up. Okay, keep that body in one line. Coming back to center, and interlace your hands behind your back. You can keep a bend in the elbows if this feels better. Bend the knees. Okay, make sure you're not straining your lower back. And release fingertips to the floor. Heel toe your feet together. Fingertips to the floor or to your shins. We're going to lift, extend the right toes back. Come into a lunge. Okay, you want to stack your knee over your heel. Press back through the right heel. Sweep your hands back and then circle your arms up. Okay, for warrior one, again, sweeping back and lifting up. Keep squeezing inner thighs together. Sweep your hands back and reach your arms up. This time, take your body into a diagonal, reach forward, push off the right toes, and bring yourself forward into warrior three. Okay, for a variation, if you find yourself a little bit unstable there, bend into the left knee and just drop the right toes to hover over the floor. Okay, rise up. We're going to kick that right foot forward, maybe without touching the floor. Okay, keeping the toes flexed. And then cross the heel over the thigh. Start to bend down. So you want to keep that right foot flexed. This feels really good for your right hip flexor. Lifting up. Come into Utkatasana. Bend the knees. Reach the arms up. Okay, sink your butt back. Roll your shoulders back. Rise up. Hands to your heart. Okay, sweep arms up. Maybe gentle back arch here as you reach your arms back. Interlace the hands up and over just like we did before. So find that place that feels good. Fingertips to the floor. Nod your head a little bit. Release any tension in the neck and the shoulders. And step your left toes back into your lunge. So right knee stacks over heel. Okay, keep hugging inner thighs together. Sweep your hands back and circle your arms up. Energize fingertips up. Sweeping back as you bow. Inhale, lift. Okay, exhale, sweep hands back. Inhale, lifting up. Energize through your fingertips. Diagonal body. Okay, push off the left toes. Reach forward. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together for that variation. Okay, left toes hover over the floor. Maybe you come down just a little bit. Maybe you bend that right knee. So we're going to sweep the left foot through. Keep hugging everything in toward your midline, everything in toward your core. Okay, flexing the left foot. Cross it over the knee and sink down into your number 4 chair. Okay, lower your feet, reach your arms up, sink your butt back, come into your chair, keep your feet active, you can curl your toes in. Glide forward, come into your toes and lift your heels up off the floor and see if you can balance here for a moment. Slide your heels down, reaching up through your hands, maybe gently arching back, hands trace down to your heart center. Okay, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, diving forward with a flat back. Okay, hands to the floor or your shins. Inhale, lift your heart. You can take your hands to your shins here. You just want to flat back and lower down. Take a big step back with your right foot. Okay, this time we're going to swirl the back heel down to the floor. Angle your toes to face forward. Okay, your hips are facing forward. Reach your arms back just like before and energize your fingertips up. So this is warrior one here. Keep rotating the right shoulder forward. Sink down a little bit deeper. Cross your arms in front of you and open wide into your warrior two. Okay, so you want your shoulders stacking over your hips. Reach your arms out. Soften your shoulders so you're not reaching your shoulders up toward your ears. Slide your right hand down the back leg. Engage the core and then reach the left arm up and over. So you're breathing into left ribs. You don't want to collapse everything over to the right, so make sure there's not too much weight in that right hand. Then we're going to straighten. Walk the right toes forward. Okay, reach the left arm forward. We're coming into Trikonasana triangle pose. Take your hand to your shin. Rotate your right shoulder up toward the sky. Okay, and lift your heart. So the right toes are angled forward. Left toes pointing forward. Start to bend slightly into that left knee to lift up. Rotate your shoulders out wide, airplane. Okay, and then catch hold of your elbows behind your back. Gently lift your heart up. So we're going to take a forward fold here. Start to bow, come to flat back. If this is too much, lift up a little bit. Come out of it. Okay, don't ever do anything that hurts. If you need a little bit more, you're going to angle your right toes even further forward. Okay, so they're pointing in the same direction. Fingertips come to the floor. Stepping back, slide your left hand inside your foot. This is runner's stretch. This is especially for you. Okay, so slide your right knee down to the floor. If this is enough, stay here. If you want to take it deeper, come down to forearms. Okay, if you want to take it a step further than that, tuck your back toes under and squeeze the back knee up. Slowly start to press yourself back up into your hands. This is optional. Okay, maybe you bend the back knee and reach back, catch the inside of the foot with the left hand. Really deep quad stretch. And I'll just take a gentle twist as you lift the left arm up. Plant the hand down and we'll just step forward into our forward fold, Uttanasana. So slowly rolling up bone by bone, weight in the heels. Lifting your heart, reach hands up. Catch hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Okay, reaching up and over. And switch sides. Okay, lengthening through the right ribs. Coming back through center. Open your arms out. Interweave your hands behind you. Okay, for that shoulder stretch. Fingertips to the floor. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, bowing. And now stepping the left toes back into your lunge, sinking deep. Swirl the back heel down, angle the toes face forward, sweep your hands back. Inhale, lift. Okay, for your warrior one. Crossing the arms in front of you, open the hands out wide. Taking it into your reverse warrior. Slide your left hand down the back leg. Right arm reaches up. Lengthen through right ribs. Don't collapse into your left side. Keep the core working for you to find that lift. And then we're going to move straight into Trikonasana. So start to straighten that front leg. Okay, walk the back heel forward. And then follow that right hand forward as far as you can. Okay, let the right hand glide down the shin. So left arm lifts up. We slide the shoulders onto the back. Maybe you gaze up. And rising back up, arms open, turning into your airplane. Catch hold of opposite elbows behind you. Walk the back toes in, okay, preparing for the forward fold. Lift your heart and then start to bow with a flat back. If it's too much, bend that right knee. Okay, just micro bend that right knee. Give yourself a little bit more and start to bow. Release fingertips to the floor. Slide your left toes back, come into your lunge, and right hand comes inside the foot. Okay, dropping that back knee down. And if it feels good, okay, if you want to take it a little further, come onto forearms. Keep that right knee, if you can, hugging into your right shoulder. If you want to go deeper, lift that left knee up from the floor. Okay, so optional here, drop the left knee down like we did before and reach back with your right hand, okay, for that quad stretch. If not, just take the twist here. So plant the hand outside the foot this time and step back into your plank position. Okay, drop your knees to the floor. We're going to take a few push-ups. So hug your elbows in as much as you can and press back up. Keep engaging that core. Keep engaging your midline. Okay, on the exhale, we bow. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, press up. Exhale. Inhale. And now sink it back into a child's pose. It's going to feel really good. You can sweep your hands back behind you, palms spin up. Just relax your forehead to the floor, soften your jaw, soften your face, and breathe deeply into your shoulders. Breathe deeply into your upper back. You take your hands in front of you. Coming onto all fours, tuck your toes, press yourself up into downward facing dog. Walk out your heels. And now start to reach your right toes up. Bend that right knee and open the hips. See if you can keep your shoulders square. So pressing firmly into your hands. And then if it feels good, you're going to take some knee circles, some hip mandalas. You're going to press your knee forward and open. Press forward, circle out to the side. And then lower. Come back into your down dog, switching sides. Left leg lifts, bend the knee, open the hip. Okay, taking those hip circles. Be gentle here. Don't do too much. Good, and lowering back down. So take your knees to the floor. Open knees out wide. Cross your legs. And then just extend your legs out in front of you so you can kind of shake out your legs a little bit. Flex your feet. Lift your spine tall. And then begin to bow forward. So you don't want to pull yourself too far forward. Okay, you want to just find that length and then start to bow. What feels nice here sometimes is to bend the knees, okay, a lot, so you still get that stretch behind your feet. Cross your right hand over to the outside of your left foot and maybe start to lift that leg up for a little twist here. Okay, left hand crosses over, catching right foot. Right arm reaches back. Maybe you seesaw it back. Okay, lowering down, and then your right hand's going to sweep up, catch the outer edge. Again, keep a really big bend in your knees here if that feels good. Sweep your hands back, point your toes, squeeze and hug your inner thighs together, engage your core, lift up for reverse plank. Okay, so pressing into your hands. If your shoulders feel funky, just walk your hands out here. And coming into Baddha Konasana, soles of feet together, knees out wide. It's a great hip stretch for runners. So interlace your hands around your toes. Okay, lengthen your spine up and just be gentle in this pose. You don't want to rush into it. Just allow it to happen. You're going to find the length in your spine and lift yourself back up. Okay, so crossing your right heel over your left knee, we're going to come into fire log pose. So keep it flexed. This is going to protect your left knee. So you've got a little triangle happening in between your legs there if you look down. Start to walk your fingertips forward. You're really going to feel this in the hips. Maybe you only come down a few inches, maybe not at all. Okay, so just feel into this pose. Walk yourself back up. And now we'll come into seated spinal twist. So take your right heel in towards your hip. Okay, and point your right knee up and then rotate to the right. So maybe you hook your left tricep outside your knee. Okay, lengthen through the spine and gaze back. Okay, as you release, you can either switch the cross of your legs here or you can try this little pole dancer twist that I like to do. You're going to just pivot on your feet and come to the other side. So now your left heel is over your right knee. Okay, shins parallel to the front of the mat and start to walk yourself forward to a place that feels appropriate in your body. Breathe space into your hips. Okay, start to walk yourself up, and we'll take the twist on the other side. So left heel comes in, right knee points up. Lengthen the spine, walk left fingertips behind you, and hook right tricep outside of left knee. You take yourself back around. Now just uncross your legs. Reach your arms out and start to tilt back. Keep your spine nice and long and then hug your knees in to center. So you're going to, again, stack your knees 90 degrees, kicking the left toes up 5 to 10 times. And then switching the right side. Lower your feet down, hands to your knees, round gently through your spine, and then pull your heart forward, just releasing that. Coming all the way onto your back, take your knees with you, make big circles with your knees in opposite directions, massaging out the tailbone and the low back here. Okay, crossing your right knee over your left, eagle eyes the legs. Okay, interlace your hands behind your head. If you don't find that you can hook the toes behind the calf, just simple cross knees is fine. So lift your shoulders up, curl your shoulders up, and then begin to pulse your hips up. So you're not moving anything except for your hips here. You're just pulsing your knees up toward the sky. You're going to really feel it in the low belly. Nice. Reach your arms out. Okay, keeping this cross of your legs, and just slide your legs over to the left side. Take a little twist here. Keeping your shoulders down. Come back through center, switch the cross of your legs. So left knee crosses over right. Interlace, make that basket, okay, and let your head rest. So not stressing your neck. Curl your shoulders up. Just pulse your knees up toward the sky. It's a subtle movement, but it's very effective for strengthening the core. You release, arms come out into a T, press the shoulders down, and lower your knees over to the right side. Back through center, and just stretch your legs out wide. Okay, press into your calves, flex your toes, and then we'll end with a happy baby pose. So you can take your shins, you can take your ankles, you can catch the outer edges of your feet and just rock a little bit from side to side like a happy baby. Knees point down. If you can, press your tailbone down to the floor, deepen the stretch. Okay, so lower your feet down. You're going to tickle your ankles with your hands. This is going to make sure that your feet are in the correct position. So knees point up. Open your arms out. And begin to lift your hips up. Okay, so we're coming into bridge pose. Relax the head, the neck, the shoulders. Keep the feet active as you curl the toes in. And see if you can press your knees forward, okay, toward the space in front of you. There's no crunching in the low back. It's nice and long. Okay, so you really want to press your knees, your shins forward. See if you can lift the low ribs up. And then slowly start to lower back down. Okay, hug your knees in. Take your nose up toward your knees, curl into a nice little ball. And then take your soles of feet together. Okay, relax your shoulders down. Take your hands to your belly. You can take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Let go of your breath and begin to extend your heels out in front of you, moving into Shavasana. So you can roll your ankles and roll your wrists, stretch out your fingers and your toes. Let out any remaining fidgets in the body. Just begin to soften into Shavasana, enjoying the stillness, the flexibility, and the strength gained from your practice. You can stay here for as long as you like. Thank you for joining me. Bye.